Okay, we are live. Let me get some banners up here. Done and done.
What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Mr. Pibbs, and your co-host, Xander. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today, I wanted to say, I forgot what I was going to say.
All right, guys, we're supposed to be talking
I had it
about
all
the.
thought up in my head, and then I had a brain for it. Oh, yeah. Before we start on the show, make sure you like and subscribe and share the live. That shows that you should love and care about us because we really need the views and the watch time.
Oh, no, I disagree. I disagree. If you hate me, you should subscribe to the podcast so that you can talk trash about everything I'm saying on a daily basis. I just put up a
And
bunch of
if you
shorts
hate
about let the
me,
haters hate.
go ahead and try to go after my face or my complexion because I heard it all and I don't care.
Somebody took shots at you in the comment section about your complexion?
I think they said one. Didn't they? One person made a stupid comment saying, we don't dress well."
Where was that? Because I'm always in a suit. They don't. The fuck are they talking about? Big
They
headed.
threw at you and me. I was like, "What the heck did I do? I said nothing.
I could see them telling you that the polo wasn't enough, but I mean that I'm in a suit. Like this is satin. Like how do I?
I don't
Like
get.
what are you
I
talking
don't get
about?
that. Like they're
I mean, I could
acting.
probably get my hair braided, but if we had some qualified women in America that would be braiding a brother's hair down, then they'd be on the payroll.
Yeah. But yeah. But make sure you like and subscribe. Gives you updates of our videos that will be coming up. And also, if you want to join in our live or make comments, there's a chat box at the bottom that has a link to show that will let you come up on the live if you want to. But to remind you guys, we can't let everybody up here. If you're not 18 or older, you cannot come on this live. I'm sorry, you gotta wait till you're older. You can watch, you can comment.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can watch because we don't have an age restriction. So,
Yeah, we don't
little
have
Timmy,
an
you
age.
can watch.
Yeah. So sorry, Tim. If you can't jump in, you can't jump in. We can't hop you in because you're 15.
He's 15. He talking about going to jail. You talking about 15? I ain't trying to. I know. I seen
I
Kelly
ain't
tried
getting.
it.
I ain't busting. I ain't getting no fun boys. Yeah,
Oh,
man,
hey, real quick, they have collaborations for us on StreamYard. So, we crossed over some unessential milestone that I wasn't prepared to see. I was just double checking on Twitch here to make sure that everything was going okay on Twitch, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can collaborate with other people now." Thanks. I wasn't prepared for that.
That's dope.
Crossing, yeah, it is. We're supposed to be seeing some new milestones crossing over on Twitter as well because we've been streaming at 92% high. No, higher than 92% of the podcasters on TikTok. So there's only like 8% of podcasters that stream longer than us when we stream. We're breaking records like Drew Brees. Yeah, which I just want to point out.
One of these
It
days,
is.
I'm gonna have to look up Drew Brees because I don't know who he is and I've never seen his face. All I know is you told me he's a running back or whatever.
No, he's a quarterback. He's a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints.
I got one of these days. I have to go looking up.
All right. Let's take a segue real quick and let's go look at some Drew Brees. I can't believe you don't know who Drew Brees is.
Dude, I do not watch football. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that. I do
You
not watch
don't
football.
have to watch football to know what's going
Has he been
on.
in movies or TV shows?
Drew Brees, well, I think he had a commercial.
A commercial? Like, how long was that?
It was quite a while because I mean he had deals. He had stuff. All right. So I don't have his record up here, but
Just pull
this
up
is
the.
the
I probably
you're not
would recognize it if you pull up a picture.
you don't watch football, remember? So you're not. This is Drew Brees.
Like the only quarterback I know. Yeah, I'm never gonna recognize that dude. Wait a minute, didn't he play in that one Adam Sandler movie?
I don't know. I don't think Breeze was in an Adam Sandler movie, but he had a pretty short career. He was one of the ones that helped us win the Super Bowl. So you gotta love him. I did not have stats on him, but I know that he broke a bunch of NFL records. And his career was shorter than Tom Brady's, and he was breaking records, including Tom Brady's records.
Yeah,
And
because Tom Brady isn't he still active?
I think Tom Brady retired from the Buccaneers last
Thank
year, the
God.
2023 season, the 23-24 season. But
I
the
thought
only
he
reason
got,
why
he got traded after the Bucks won the Super Bowl. He got traded to another team.
did he? Tom Brady?
I think he got traded. I think they were planning on trading him, or he was just going to retire.
Yeah, I think that Tom Brady was supposed to retire. Let's see, Tom Brady, February 1st, 2023. So he retired this year. He retired in February.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
he didn't
I guess
finish the season.
which makes sense because he had a roast.
Oh no, he did finish the season because February 1st was the Super Bowl, or not
Yeah.
necessarily the Super Bowl, but right around the Super Bowl. So he finished the 2023 Super Bowl, this 2023 football year. He retired at the end of the season.
Also, make sure you check out our stores for YouTube and Twitch. We got a very good selection. If you join the membership on our YouTube in the YouTube store, you get discounts depending on what tier you select. And we have some pretty good discounts and items that you should check out. Another thing is our shows are there's always going to be a show from Monday through Friday, starting at 9 o'clock Eastern Central Time, and and TikTok and Twitter. What's up? Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you guys, if you haven't joined us on YouTube, join us now because we always have notification. We always have, like I said, we always have a show every day. Not every other day, almost every day, and from Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. We in here, y'all.
Some kind of way.
Yeah.
What look, hey, yesterday, bro, the shit was so bad. The show started at 8:45.
Yeah, I was
45
to
minutes
jump
late.
in and look, and
The show wasn't even live yet.
The live was like gone at 10. I'm like, did he took a break?
Well, I took a nap, bro. I woke up later than a bit. I was burned out. I had to wake up and then get 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah, I was like,
it's still aired though.
Like, if he took a break, I'm like, oh, okay, then. He's
I don't take breaks. But no, I aired the show late as fuck. I still did the whole show though, but I aired the show late as fuck.
Afterwards, I was like, oh, he did start the show. Okay.
Yeah, I got in there. If it has to happen, the show must go on. But I mean, if it's got to start late, I'll start it late. I'm not gonna not have a show because I wasn't there on time. We operate on CP time sometimes because I mean, people got lives, stuff happens. But yeah, we here every day of the week, one way or another. But it didn't negatively impact the schematics on the show though. So I mean, people are still looking at it.
I think you still got views. People were still looking.
No, I got a ton of views. You got to remember, we have you and I you typically look at our algorithm and we focus on our right now viewership. We focus on our how's it affecting us this week viewership. But you have to understand that the bigger the podcast gets, we have longevity over the life of the existence of the podcast. As long as we don't get banned like Fresh or Fit did, then we will continue. We will 20 years from now be getting paid for a video that we did 20 years ago where our skills have gotten so good 20 years from now that we're embarrassed about the quality of the product that we put out 20 years ago. It is what it is. Some content creators, what they do is they delete the videos from the past, their old videos that weren't doing very well, which offsets the algorithm and increases the success rate of the algorithm. But until we decide to start doing that, it's like, hey, I can go back, do throwback shows. Could you go back to an old podcast when we weren't as good as we are now and put that up there, do a then and now, do a comparison. If we have some foreshadowing where I was talking about stuff like The Simpsons and then shit happens in life and now it's in its existence. And like, hey, look, he said that like 10 years ago. Look, here's a short when he did it. And yeah. So all we got to do is just keep grinding at it. But so yeah, the videos are always up there. The videos are up there forever. They say that when stuff hits the internet, it never comes down. The videos are up there forever. So just because I didn't have 2,000 people in the live while it was live doesn't change the fact that 2,000 people will see it. They'll see it. And then I'm gonna make shorts out of it. So if you don't watch the 1 hour live podcast, you're definitely going to see those shorts coming out. You're going to be like, oh, damn, I missed that show. Yeah, you missed that show. That's your fault, not mine, because I was here.
Yeah, I was here. Missed our show, we always have it. We will always make shorts out of them. And
yeah, some highlight reels, some long form videos too. I got some 3-minute long form views out there. Yeah.
Let's see.
I actually caught up to the show in I think now I'm in the month of February. I'm pulling off videos from the month of February and doing shorts and stuff on that. So I'm catching up with this, but I'm pulling up shorts and stuff from that timeline. So we'll start seeing what I'm doing because those are going to be aired in a few days because we've got videos pre-listed.
One of the shorts for when we were talking about how to dress properly.
Yeah, I tagged that one a couple times. So we are, and ironically, people don't want to know how to dress better. I looked at our algorithm.
Like I saw some salty comments. It was like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah. Oh man, I almost responded to a couple of those comments, and I'm like, man, we're late for the podcast. I got to come to the podcast because they got some people in there that are in the comments right now today, juicy. And I gotta talk to them. They're not talking about me. They're talking about the video that I think you put up. So one of them was related to the a pimp, and then I don't know what the other one was because I didn't get a chance to read it. So I was like, ooh, I got to get in there and see what they got to say. But it's
come on.
You asked for it.
Come on the live. If you got some problems, come on the live.
Challenge accepted. I accept all comers. I shut down a feminist. She jumped into the live and she was trying to talk bad about men because we're like, hey. And she's like, oh, that's a manipulative tactic to say, fuck you, me. What is manipulative about me telling other men to not waste your money on women until they're worth it? Why am I manipulating? Who's being manipulated if I'm saying don't allow yourself to be in a friend zone and don't waste your money on these females, especially when they're supposed to be friends? If you're not spending that kind of money on your homeboys, you're not spending that kind of money on no female. And yeah, we got through the whole long or the short of it. She tried to make it seem like she was knowledgeable. She pulled up stats on women leaving men. Those are not even the same stats. I had to correct her on those stats because do you remember when we did that show with the other lady who said show the stats of women that are dating older men, and we were showing as much as 60 years of age, and we were going through all the stats about women running out of the relationships and stuff to that effect. She only pulled one stat. She's like, oh yeah, the women leave the men more than the women more than the men leave the women. And I told her, I'm like, wait, hold on. Actually, the correct stats are that 70 to 90% of women, 70% are uneducated, 90% are educated. And then I went down the spiel about how the men actually stay in a bad relationship and they just try to make it work. And I rubbed it in her face because that's like, wait, hold on. The reason why I rubbed it in her face because she's trying to say that because the women left, And we're gonna get on this football topic in a minute. So Red Boy, please stay tuned. I know you're watching. I see you there. But because she's saying that because the women left the relationship, that the women were the ones unhappy. I'm like, no, you just didn't get what you wanted out of the relationship. If the relationship ended badly, it would be fair to say that both people were unhappy, because if the woman's unhappy, she's gonna make the man unhappy just to make sure that she's not the only one unhappy with the situation. But if the man is unhappy, the man would be unhappy in silence. So the woman, if a man leaves a woman, he would have been unhappy for a long period of time, and she would not have known or cared about it. And then he would leave. And that's only going to happen between 10 and 30% of the time. But when the woman's unhappy, the woman is making the man unhappy for the duration of time that she's out of the game, because she emotionally quits first, and then she starts misbehaving in a relationship. And if he doesn't leave because of her behavior, then she'll leave him, typically for somebody else. But that last tail end of the relationship, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 3 years, that's miserable for the man. And then she leaves. And then I also went off to tell her, hey, when you talk about the man that you're talking about today, that's a grown ass man that's been in more than one relationship, that he has unresolved trauma, y'all are the trauma, because the last girlfriend traumatized him with how piss poor she treated the man on the way out the door. If you're going to say that it's something from his childhood, most men grew up with their mama. So there's another woman that negatively impacted a man's life. It is fair to say that you're not going to have a psychologically traumatized man if he's only around other men, unless those men are police. Beyond that, like, so she had nothing to say after that. And then when other people started commenting in, and I was responding to the other commenters, she's like, oh, you're changing the subject. No, I'm not changing the subject. Everybody else is jumping into this comment section, is talking about how you only came in here and bashed all the men, and then when you got told the true facts, you shut up, but you never brought any other facts to the table that shows how I'm manipulative. Bro, she's like, oh, you ain't got nothing better to do than to respond to the podcast? Ma'am, I'm the host of the podcast. It is my job to respond to as many commenters as possible. So no, I have absolutely nothing to do besides respond to the fans. So with that being said, if y'all got something negative to say, I am going to say something to you if it is a reasonably appropriate comment that you make. If it is not a reasonably appropriate comment that you make, it will not stay on the podcast, because we do have community guidelines we have to meet. So if you say an insult in an appropriate fashion, I accept all challengers. I'm not going to go into the racist conversation we had about the Confederate flag, but Mr. Pibbs, you know what that one was about, and that one lasted 3 days. There was like 25 comments back and forth on that one. So, but we went over some historical facts, and we had educated some people all about doing that. So, yeah, we encourage you guys to jump in and communicate and engage. For those of you that are watching us on TikTok, you can request to jump into the live from TikTok for now, because once we get that stream key, you're going to have to dive in like everybody else by clicking the link. And then let's see what else we got going on. And we got some return viewers, so I appreciate you guys jumping back in. Off of TikTok, we have not met we got more subscribers on the platform as well, so we have not gotten our goal yet. We're trying to get to 100K. We technically only need like 10K, but I'm overstating. I'm like, we're gonna aim for the sky and overstating. So yeah, I said 100 G's. Because if I say, oh, I'm trying to get to a K, and then, be sitting at that little like 132, and they're like, that ain't, nah. I like, nah, we try to get to 100K. So if they like what they see, they're gonna jump in, and then we're gonna steamroll the situation. So yeah, back to your modern announcements. I derailed that, but I had to get in there and say that, because that made a lot of sense, because it's like, hey, if y'all want to talk about a topic.
It's what we represent the show. Is this and that
and everything in between. That's right. So
where it tackles it.
Yeah, if you want to. Well, hold on. You can't. We're about to talk about tackling, because if you tackle the wrong way, you get a 15-yard penalty. Well, if you accost the other football player, in the wrong way. It's touch football now, y'all. It's not even flag anymore. Wait, no, it's not touch football. It's flag football. It's not. You can't touch them because if you touch them, it's a penalty. It's getting raw. We're about to go into that. I was trying to see if I could find at least the image of some of the stuff that they're talking about. But depending on which ones you found versus the ones that I want to cover, if you didn't find out one, I'm gonna cover it anyway. This is some bullshit. NFL to come to a bitch sport. We're not gonna be able to, not a blood, not a blood sport. It's a bitch sport. It's a I'm gonna have to censor a lot of stuff today. It's a I've been practicing with the censor button. Once we get a soundboard, we can beep for ourselves because subconscious keep running through it. But where were we? Oh yeah, you talked about the affiliate content. No, you didn't. There is affiliate content throughout all of our streams. We have not been, Mr. Pibbs. We got to start trying to do this. You can tag the live streams, and then on YouTube, affiliate merchandise will show up on the screen for the YouTubers during the live stream. And we can even tag some stuff that people might actually be interested in buying while we're on the live stream. So if the event we talk about a topic that has an item like, hey, we're talking about football. We had like sports equipment, footballs, basketball, something like that would have been tagged up on the show while the show was live. Then we could have people could buy like sports jerseys and stuff like that off of the podcast while we're talking about football or sports, athleticism. That's something that we can work on for the future. But I just thought about that because yes, we do have merchandise streaming on all the rest of our stuff. We just have to put it on our lives. So I will be spending the rest of the afternoon putting stuff up for the rest of the week on all of the live podcasts. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll get to see different things, random stuff. It's stuff that I think that you might be interested in based on the algorithm. And then the algorithm is pretty effective. So I don't argue with the algorithm. And then we will figure it out as we go along. So beyond the merchandise stuff, beyond the 7 days a week, we are live, supposed to be 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 5 Pacific, unless for some reason I show up late. Doesn't change the fact that it's still going to go on. You're just going to have to like get yourself a cup of coffee, pop yourself a TV dinner, something, and then double check and I'll be here. So don't think that because it didn't air when it was supposed to air that it ain't airing today. It's going to air today before the end of the day, even if it's an hour late. If we're supposed to start it at 9 Eastern, if it's supposed to start at 9 Eastern before midnight, that show is going live. You're gonna see it that day. It's just gonna run an hour later than what it was supposed to run, but still gonna happen. What I was gonna say was that if you guys have any comments or topics that you'd like for us to talk about, you throw that into the comments either during the show or after the show. Throw it into the comment section. Throw it into the community tab. Mr. Pibbs had actually put up a poll about a month ago that lets you guys put your insight into the topics that you wanted to talk about. We'll evaluate them and then rearrange the community guidelines to make sure that what we air on the show is appropriate. And then we'll put it up on the show. And if you make an interesting comment, we'll put that up on the show too. So, and for the sake of remember those videos that aired the other day that had the videos attached to it. Oh well, it actually technically, I think it was the other day.
Very specific because we had a lot of attachments to it. Our videos or some other videos.
Okay, videos that I put up there that actually had a video playing in the background with a voiceover. There were 3 of them up there, 4 of them actually. It might have been a week or 2 ago. Well, yeah, you'll see it because it's the video of the Asian guy walking down the street. He's pushing the cart for the old lady.
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
I see that one.
Yeah, that's a voiceover from the comment section. That was a conversation that was happening in our comment section. So that I took fan comments and made a short out of it. So I'm serious about when I say that if you say something that makes sense, I am going to put it up on the show for everybody to see it here. So that's why I detoured our introduction for 20 minutes to talk about all of these things, because I want the fans to understand that, if you are open-minded in this open forum podcast, and insightful. Even if you disagree, that we will respect your opinion, even if we disagree with your opinion, and we will promote your opinion, whether we agree with it or not, because if you can make it make sense, somebody else can make a counter argument that makes it make sense. And that's all we're doing on this podcast is telling you the shit that doesn't make sense. Mr. Pibbs is about to go into a list of things that does not make sense for football, beyond the fact that it's going to reduce injuries for the players, which will allow the players to live longer, healthier, richer lives while the rest of us struggle. I kind of prefer for you to break your freaking leg.
You kind of hit that from home. Are you okay?
Am I okay with?
You need some milk?
No, I got coffee. I got creamer. I got.
That's not like personal.
Yeah, I take it. Okay, bro. You're telling me that you're gonna make me spend $200 freaking $400 $500 freaking dollars for seats to watch you not play what was supposed to be historically the most aggressive sport next to UFC and MMA, and you're gonna tell me that you are going to water.
Oh, are you talking about American sports? Okay. Fine.
Yes, American sports. And you are about to take pointers from Vince McMahon, and you are about to make American football WWE football. There's going to be so much choreography on the field. It's going to be crazy. Crazy. I'm looking at, like, when we start talking about this no impact kickoff, remember that video game that we used to have, the little football table, and you wound it up and it just vibrated, nobody moved, but the ball bounced around the field. That's what the fuck no impact. Nobody moves in the kickoff. That's one of the reasons why we're talking about this, because I'm about to tell you how your special teams is hurting for fantasy football this year, because
mostly Xander's idea.
Oh yeah, and that's why they come to the show, because Xander's going to talk about the shit that doesn't make sense and how it negatively impacts the day-to-day people that watch this podcast. You have stuff that you just haven't followed up on that they came to the show for as well, because your health and fitness, your workout videos, like they are trying to get themselves in shape, but they're eating Doritos and sitting on a couch and waiting for your next workout video to come out. So, I mean, they're probably going to get fat like Homer Simpson before you readdress them. Doesn't matter to me, though. I got a high metabolism.
I tried to show them.
But you got to keep showing them. I told you, I said, you got to do a Lou Ferrigno workout, bro. You got to sit there. You got to pre-record like 4 hours of exercise. Give yourself 20-minute breaks and make it seem like nothing happened to you, but they're just worn out. And then you're going to put that together and then have like a whole P90X workout. If they can finish your hour-long workout every day of the week, even though it takes you 5 hours to put it together, if they can do it for an hour with no breaks and you're doing it for 5 hours with breaks, bro, they'll get fit. They'll be Arnold Schwarzenegger fit because they're following your workout regimen. There's like thousands of exercises that you can do at the house, plus the exercises that you can do at the gym, plus modified exercises that you can do with your body weight, plus assistive weights, plus restrictive bands, all of these things that you can do to get yourself in shape. So if you're not healthy, I ain't said if you was not fat. I said if you are not healthy, you can get healthy. You can get healthy. I didn't say fat. I said if you are not healthy, you can get healthy. And Mr. Pibbs was showing you guys the way. I'm going to hopefully see if he can get back into it. Cover the diet. The only thing left to talk about is the exercises, because there's only so many diet plans out there. You either eat or you don't eat. And that's it. There technically only 3 different areas with that, because you have the high fat or the high protein or the high carb. That's the only 3 different ways that you can go about, and then the variations of it in between, unless you're doing the tofu diet.
If we really want to be specific, we can do like we can show you prison diet, Spartan diet.
Oh! See, now I'm mad at you, bro. I'm pissed off right now. Why? were we sitting over here talking about taking inmates and turning them into Hunger Games and having a fight to the death, and we did not do a prison diet podcast before that. These some bitches is eating like kings. They got steak and lobster and shit in the jail cell and shit. They're not eating slop. You think they eating gruel, bro? That's only in county. They be going to Fed prison and they be eating like royalty up in that bitch. They got Zuzus and Twinkies like and you know what's funny about the American country that we have here is inmates are people too, and they have rights. So they have a right to quality food at tax dollars expense. So they're not eating slop.
They say you gotta have to feed the prisoners. You don't have to tell them what type of food they have to feed them with.
Yeah, you don't have to tell them what type of food they have to feed them with. They have tuna fish. They call it cat food. If y'all been in jail before, you know what I'm talking about. They got goulash where you take the tuna fish and mix it with the graham crackers and the Oreo cookies and stuff and make you like a burrito kind of thing. They have and use the ramen noodle packets and take some mackerel packets from the individually packaged tuna and make meals together. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and anybody who's been in there, they know what I'm talking about. But they also actually bring you burgers and fries. They bring you steak and lobster. They bring you fried chicken. You can eat good there. Thanksgiving, they're not eating shit for Thanksgiving. They're eating meals for Thanksgiving. It's a brotherhood in there, even though they fighting with one another and whatnot. They still taking good care of in there. U.S. dollars going a long way to keeping inmates fat and helping Mexicans get job in Mexico. But homeless, starving to death Americans are sleeping on the concrete with no way to get employment. I keep saying our priorities are not together with our U.S. government's policies and procedures. But that's for another day. But yeah, you should have been talking about the diet plan that they have in the prisons, because you'll come to find out that they're eating good in jail. They're eating real good in jail, especially lifers. People who are on death row. So people who don't deserve to live are eating better than honest citizens. When you do research on that, you'll see. You're going to be like, holy crap. I ain't never steered you wrong before on this podcast. I would not do it now.
But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the topic at hand.
So, yeah, we're 30 minutes in.
Like there are 12 new rules for this year for the NFL, which will either make or break the NFL. Like Xander
I'd already broke it.
Be like WWE, will be scripted like it always has been, but more blatant.
It's already broken.
No, I didn't talking about it, Mike. Broken. I said blatant.
No, you said it'll make or break. I'm like, nah, it's already broken.
Oh yeah, make or break us. And let's see, and some rules that you're gonna be scratching your heads like, why do we have them for? But I don't know. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one, amends Rule 15, Sectional Article 1, to protect a club's ability to challenge a third ruling following one successful challenge. Now, I looked up what that means. So it's when a challenge is when you have when someone did a questionable play or did a legal move and they want you to replay the camera and to see if it like properly, if that person really did a legal tackle or stepped out of bounds before grabbing the football. So I didn't know that you can challenge the third ruling of a following successful challenge, but now you do. So, Xander, would that be a good thing or a bad thing? Because I don't know.
So what happens is that if there's a penalty on the play, somebody the coach of the player that committed the team can challenge the play, or the opposing team sometimes can challenge the play. They review the video footage and then they confirm that that particular play was or was not a fair call by the ref. So basically, what the challenge is for is to challenge the ref. challenge the ref's call. So they're not going to throw a challenge out for a successful play on the game. They're only going to throw a challenge out when the ref blows the whistle and throws a yellow flag out there. And with the way they're about to water down sports, that yellow flag needs to be a pink flag. But what they're saying is that now, instead of back in the day, you started with 2 challenges, and if both of your challenges were valid, you got a third. So if you challenged the ref and the ref was wrong twice, you get a third. That was back in the day. Now they're saying if you challenge the ref the first time and the ref was wrong, you still got 2 more challenges. So it just makes it easier for you to challenge the ref 3 times per team.
And would you consider that as like an improvement to
that
rule?
I needed some Bach in my coffee for that question. Remember, you don't watch football, so I can't coordinate with you. But Red Void, Liberty Twitcher, Silly Emma, you guys on Twitch, y'all know what I'm talking about. The Rams game, when the ref didn't call the touchdown, when the guy was clearly inbounds and costing the game. The Saints game, when the ref called a bad play and they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. The Bucks game, when the ref had the bad play. All of 2023, when the ref got in the way of the play and caused the tackle. I strongly believe that the mistakes from the referees in 2023, 2024 warrant more observation from extra people, and don't just put it on the refs, because the ref, first of all, it's based off of what the ref sees versus what the ref is willing to call. And then if the ref doesn't see it correctly, they don't call penalties after the play is over. They don't call penalties at the beginning of the next play. If it's not in real time, then the player got away with it. So yeah, I believe that's probably the only rule so far that I believe is a improvement to the sport, is regulating the referees and their unconscionable behavior.
Okay. Now for the next one, Rule 14. This one's another amends. Amends Rule 14, Section 5, Article 3 include a ruling of passer down by contact or out of bounds before throwing a pass as a reviewable play. I didn't really understand this rule that much, so
say it again.
Include a ruling of a passer down by contact or act of out of bounds before throwing a pass as a reviewable play. So I feel like
so if he's tackled as he's passing the ball, or if he passes the ball as he goes out of bounds, or if he's tackled as he's going out of bounds while passing the ball, if that is a reviewable play.
So like if he like stay like I said, like my previous
out of bounds is when you're on if out of bounds is when you're on the sidelines and you're throwing the ball.
What I'm saying is, like, let's say he catches the ball and he got his foot landed inbounds, but he got tackled.
You got 2 feet though. If
both feet, I thought it was just
both feet have to touch the ground inside of the playing field. If one foot is inbound and the other foot is out of bounds, it is not a fair catch.
But what would that consider be a reviewable play?
Yeah, it'd have to be, because you have to make sure that both feet were inbounds when he caught the ball.
Okay.
But they're saying that if he's catching the ball and he is in the process of being tackled as he's going out of bounds, that is going to be more of a reviewable play.
Is that
and play reviews, that's just going to increase the successfulness of play calling. It's going to delay the game, but it's going to increase the successfulness of play calling, where if it was a fair catch and the player was inbounds or likely to be considered inbounds, because you have to remember, if I jump in the air and catch the ball and you grab me and walk me out of bounds, is that out of bounds or was that a fair catch?
So would you consider that like a hindrance rule to the game?
A hindrance to play time, but not a hindrance because they stop the clock, and I think sometimes they put a few seconds back on the clock, and then they review the game, which actually gives the players some time to rest, and then they make the appropriate play call. So I don't think that particular rule is going to negatively impact the players. The the rules for the players' performance, those are going to be the ones when we get to those are going to be the ones that are going to really impact the players.
Okay. Now for the next one, amends Rule 14, Section 5, Article 2 to allow for an enforcement of a major foul by the offense prior to a change of possession in a situation where there are fouls by both teams. So
What?
to allow for an enforcement of a major foul by the offense prior to a change. So I'm guessing
Prior to the change of what?
change of possession in a
So
situation
prior
where there are fouls.
before the ball changes hands, where both teams filed on this play,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna enforce a personal foul on the offense.
Not a I get they said a major foul. I don't know if a major foul is technically it's the same as a personal foul.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that let's see, to allow. I guess it will still allow enforcement. So I guess when a change of possession happened, there was no penalty. There was no penalty if someone did a very personal
Oh
foul.
no. Oh, okay. So what happened was, from what I'm understanding, is that if this is fourth down and both sides are penalized, they wash each other out, and then the ball is still turned over to the other team, and they are proposing that if if a foul occurs that would have potentially given the offense the automatic first down, that egregious foul should still be enforceable as opposed to the fouls nullifying for both sides. Now, if that's the way we would interpret that, then that would just keep the offense with the ball. I think that will help with the fantasy football because the stuff that's coming up is not going to be good. So it'll be good for the players. It's just not good for the fantasy team. So, yeah, that's going to be one of those things that it's not going to that rule is not going to negatively impact play as much because back in the day, if offense and defense fouled during the catch or during the run, then the ball will still be turned over. But if the foul that came from defense would have been an automatic first down foul on the offense where the offense would have maintained possession of the ball, because that wasn't enforced, you had a turnover on the game where like you fouled, so I'm a foul, so I still get the ball.
Okay.
So I think that changing that rule is it's better for the offense.
Okay. Next one is amends Rule 15, Section 3, Article 9 to allow a replay view review when there is clear and obvious visual evidence that the game clock expired before any snap.
Oh, so after Tom Brady retires, they're gonna make a rule that says that Tom Brady can't keep doing this shit.
I'm thinking against he did that a lot.
Some bitch had goddamn 45 seconds to snap the ball. He'd have baked the cake before he snapped the ball.
Well, you know what
Like,
they say, don't hate the player, hate yourself.
no. He ran the clock down. He got 50 seconds in the pocket to throw the ball. They're gonna talk about some. Oh, he's the greatest quarterback. You put him on the Bucks. That's a loss.
Well, so far so good. I guess these rules are like a little bit more of an improvement
Mm.
for the game.
That's because those aren't the rules that suck.
Yeah.
Those are the rules that have nothing to do with it. Well, okay, I can't say they have nothing to do with player performance, but they do not directly change the way the players perform. They just change the way the refs and the coaches observe the game while the game is conducting itself.
Okay.
So yeah, that one is a new rule that is going to give them the ability to better observe player performance. But yeah, it's not going to hurt the players' stats.
Okay. Here's another one. Number 5, amends Rule 12, Section 2. Eliminate a potentially dangerous tackling technique, which is known as hip tackle.
That's the motherfucker right there.
I was getting to it. I was like letting it build up so, so I can give you that one.
Hip tackling is the one where if the player grabs you around the waist, like with both hands, or if they grab your clothes around the pants area, or they're pulling on you some kind of way, and they also shift their body weight and get tangled up into your legs to take you down. That which is every tackle is going to now be a penalty that I do believe, if I remember correctly, 15 yards first down for the offense.
Okay.
So what that means is that you have to grab the person above the waist, or you have to glitch like on Madden and like do a crossbody and knock them down. Because if you grab them to tackle them, and you're like, let's say your left leg goes in front of your right leg, and you kind of do one of these numbers here while you're trying to, and they're dragging you, like that's a penalty on you. Oh, and if you go to try to stop them, and you grab them and your arms slide down below the belt, and you're still holding on where your arms are now getting down to their thighs, that's a penalty. So 90% of the way we tackle is no longer allowed. You're gonna have to like grab them up here somewhere.
No, you can't
And if
go for
you
the leg then.
no, you can't go. You can't go for the belly button. That's what the rules are saying. You can't aim for anything below the belly button. If you hold on to the player anywhere below the belly button, you're getting a penalty.
Well, this looks like a new show off for the running backs.
The
So we
running
can
backs,
start.
the halfbacks, the fullbacks, any tight end that can catch the ball in a cluster, like offense is about to take off with this. Because you're
So
literally gonna have to grab the person around the neck. You're gonna have to grab them, like you're gonna have to around the body, around the upper body, the chest area. You're gonna have to really just like put them in a chicken wing and like
then
slam them on the ground.
they're gonna be scoring more. Then there's gonna be more points on those scoreboard.
Yes, yeah, maybe yes. I'm gonna say yes because
Yeah.
you got to remember the referee is tripping up the running back, so they might have even though the defense can't really do too much anymore, the offense can knock them down. But this is going to be one of those things that's going to negatively impact your fantasy football team because the offense has more ability to score because it's going to be harder for you to block. Defensive points are going to be harder to obtain because they're not going to be able to block as much. Sacking is going to be harder to do because this rule actually applies when you're trying to sack the quarterback. Um, and we haven't gotten into the other rules that when you put all this stuff together, you're going to be like, oh, this is touch. It's not even touch. It's flag. I have to touch the flag. And the flag has to be up here around your chest. The flag can't be around your waist because if I grab you around the waist, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Hmm.
But
So
what's the other rule that you got?
okay. Number 6 is for 1 year only. So this is gonna be the one time only rule. Amend 6 to create a new form of kick play that is designed to resemble a typical scrimmage play by aligning players on both teams closer together and restricting movement to reduce space and speeds. Two, to promote more returns and permits the replay officially automatically review whether a free kick legally touched the ground or a receiving player team player in the landing zone. So I think this is the new kickoff rule. So if they kick the ball, they have to wait till it lands before they go and take off, I presume, or they touch
Okay.
the ball.
Okay. So you're on the opposing 35. You're gonna kick the ball. So you're not on the 50. You're on the 35. They're up there. This is almost like a fucking midfield punt. And then nobody moved. You're on your 35. They're probably on their 45 because the 50-yard line is in between y'all. You have two guys in the backfield in the 25-yard area. You have a safety. Now, they kick the ball, and if the ball lands in between the special teams offensive line and the two guys in the backfield, then the ball's on the 40. If it goes over their head and lands in the middle in that 25-yard there, the ball's in the 25. If it bounces and rolls into the safety, it's automatically the safety rules apply where they start on the 25. So you typically cannot run the ball because the ball has to go into the air, land, and then you have to go get it and then run it.
So the offense can't move until the ball lands, and the defense
So the
can't
ball
move
hits the ground.
until the ball hits the ground. That's when everyone starts moving.
Yes.
So what if it bounces and hits out of bounds?
That's what I'm saying. There's no offensive play. The ball, wherever the ball lands at, that from what I understand about the rule is that it's either going to be on the 40 or the 25. If the ball lands on the 40 and ends up out of bounds, it's on the 40. If the ball lands on the 25 or the goal line, it's on the 25. You might as well just put the ball on the 25 and say, fuck it, let's start from here. Because nobody can move. So if you're really trying to be strategic about it, you kick the ball wide right and let it hit the 10 and bounce out of bounds. They're automatically on a 25. No special teams offensive yards gained. This is the most ridiculous shit. And they're doing it, and they're saying 1 year old.
It's only for 1 year, so they're just gonna test it, see how it goes.
No, they're testing it for only 1 year, but they have the ability to implement it because the year is over in February, so they have the ability to make it a mandatory standard procedure come September, August of the following year for 2025. So if this goes off without a hitch to where people are still buying tickets and there isn't a plethora of investors complaining about the productivity of the game, then yeah, they're going to keep doing this. But they're testing it out this year. So if it doesn't work, and doesn't work, I would assume is because the goal, the purpose of them making this particular type of change and the new hit rule was to reduce injuries. So if it doesn't work, meaning that the quantity of injuries that are happening during these plays are still consistent, then they're probably going to go back to the old way of doing things. But if it does reduce the quantity of injuries that happen during these plays, then they're going to keep it. They're not going to take it away. So we are not going to have the 50-yard kick for 50 yards where they have to run the ball back 90 yards. We're not going to have that anymore. What we're going to have is a 40-yard kick, and then let's see what happens. A 40-yard onside kick, and then we just see what happens. And nobody can touch the ball until the ball reaches the guy, because there's only two guys in the back that can grab the ball. That's the fucked up part. So and that's the other thing that I have a problem with. Is because since nobody can move until the ball hits the ground, you're telling me that if the ball hits the ground on a 25, I have 50 people running in my direction. I am supposed to either down the ball on a 25 or try to get hit by 50 people. Probably going to down the ball on the 25. You're not going to see too many people that's going to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to run this. I'm going to break through the crowd. No, because the offense has already been passed up by the opposing team's defense, so you have nobody blocking you. This is not like the original kickoff where you had, and I kind of wish that I had a visual of this, because this is something that, like, you guys need to see what I'm talking about. This is stupid. I gotta see I gotta try to see if I can show it to you so that you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, here, the buddy. There it is. Yeah. So this is the best image that I could find in short notice, because I wasn't prepared. Let's see. We have open a new tab, and then let me show you. Show you this nonsense right here. Is it? Nope, that is not it. No. There it is. All right, there it is. All right. So we are looking at the ball. So you're here, and this is worse. Yeah. So you're on your own 35, right? So you're kicking the ball. So instead of the ball usually being on the 50 right here, the ball's not on the 50. The ball's on your own 35. Now you're kicking the ball. The ball is supposed to land between the 20 and the end zone. The guys that are here can do something about the ball. The ball doesn't make it this far. Ball's on the 40. Ball makes it this far. You got to figure out, are you going to try to return it for some score, or are you going to kneel it down in the 20? So odds are the ball's you're probably going to either get it on a 40 or you're going to get it on a 25. Because if it goes back here, it's automatically on a 25. If it goes into the end zone, it's automatically on a 25. So 70% of the time it's on the 25. But the entire offense is on the 40, and nobody can move until the ball hits the ground. So if the ball hits the ground, say right here on the 10, and this guy over here starts running, these guys are running from the 40 and the 5, they would actually probably collide right here about the 25 or the 30. If he doesn't say fucking and kneel. So you're not getting past the 25. The odds of having a great play, the odds of having like 6 guys.
This will lessen the chance of them like running all the way to the like touchdown. Like
oh, you're making it impossible for them to run into the touchdown, because you have 100% of the offensive line and the defensive line funneling in the direction of the intended receiver. What this will do, because the ball has to hit the ground first, and then you also have the opportunity to call fair catch. That fair catch rule is going to be there, which we have to talk about that. But that you're going to be steamrolled by people who have already ran past, because there's 10 yards between, not even 10 yards. The opposing team is on the 40. You are on the 50. So I was right. They're 10 yards away from each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once this ball goes up in the air, since oh, come on, TikTok, y'all tripping. They give me this. They send me this notice, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you're not on the screen." Bullshit! I'm on the screen. Get the fuck out of here. They can't see. I can see me, bitch. Try. Oh, second. So where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't see me. So since all of this bullshit is happening on the receiving team side of the field, instead of having the kicking team on the 50, The kicking team is now on the 40. The receiving team is on the 35. The ball is now going to be kicked past the 20. And you have to understand that most of the kickers can kick 50 yards, 60 yards, easy, without a problem, 75 yards. They're able to kick that. So on the 35, the average kicker kicking 50 to 60 yards would put that ball in between the 20 and the 10. This guy can now call fair catch out this way. We got to talk about that rule coming up soon. But if the ball got to hit the ground, so it's got to land first. And then one of the two guys, because there's two guys here. There's one here and there's one here. The two guys have to scramble to go get the ball. And then that's the only two people that's going to be able to protect the ball, because while they're scrambling to get the ball, these guys have ran past these guys. And now the entire opposing team is on the 20. And you have to collide with that and get past the 25. That is some watered down. You might as well just leave them on a 50.
You're not there people like ahead of that person to make sure that they protect him, to like give some extra.
You see this red line right here?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody except for two is on this red line. So 10 yards away. 10 yards away is everybody trying to stop you from making yards. You just have to run past this line of people, which really doesn't take much. And then you have the entire opposing team on the 28. And you have to scramble to pick up the ball off the ground. And now it is like playing keep away, where you have to now try to dodge 15 players and still get into the end zone on the opposing side. Yeah, and if the ball rolls, if the ball goes into the end zone, that's the other problem. If the ball goes into the end zone, there's a possibility that could result in either a safety or the ball down on the 25 by default. So you're not likely to have the ball make it past the 50 on a return because of what they're doing right now. Mm-hmm. That, remember I told you, it's like that game. It's like it's not even like foosball. It's like that little game where you wind it up and you put the football on. None of the players move, but the ball's moving around the field, and all of a sudden, touchdown! Pussyfied football. This goddamn, I can't believe that I'm gonna have to censor that word too. I can't believe that they struck us down. They just struck us down. And while I'm showing you shit, I need to be sitting over here looking at the low hit rule, because that was stupid. Because what were we saying?
I said, while you're doing that, I was gonna pull up the other rule.
What other rule?
All right. Remember, there's 12 of these. Amends Article 17, Sections 17.16-C of the Constitution and bylaws to provide clubs with an unlimited number of designated for return transactions in the postseason.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with the gameplay.
This is mostly for the fantasy people.
That's going to be funds. They're talking about unlimited transactions as far as trades.
Yeah. So like the next one too, for 16.6 of the Constitution and the bylaws, to move the trading deadline to the Tuesday after week 9 games.
Oh yeah, they have more trade times.
All right.
So they moved the deadline back. So instead of them doing it a week earlier, now they're moving it back. They're moving it back. So you have more time to do trades. You can get more players on your team, or other stuff like that, where they're able to get more people. Here's what I'm talking about. This is the average everyday tackle, and I'm pretty sure that you've seen this before. Even at a glimpse of football, I'm pretty sure you've seen this before.
Yes.
So everything below this area, I'm moving there. Everything in this area is a penalty. Now this isn't even the NFL. This is college football. But this particular position that this player is in, this is what tackles usually look like. And
so instead of them
you see
diving
what
in, they have to tackle straight up.
no this so his arms are too low. Once he wraps his arms around the legs, around the hip, around the butt, around the stomach, basically anywhere below this ball, it's a penalty. His arms got to be up here
Yeah,
where
that's
the
what I'm
shoulder
saying.
pads
Like,
are.
so his way of tackling has to change. So he has to, instead of diving down, he has to tackle standing
Up.
like
Yeah.
facing up.
He's gonna have to, and I see that some players are figuring it out, but this is gonna be what it's kind of gonna look like with the new way to tackle.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be hard.
Oh, it's gonna be flipping impossible.
Okay.
Yeah, not
Now
extremely impossible, but here let me show you. Let me show you the wait, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, no. There it is. Nope, not that one. There it is. This is going to basically be what they're expecting tackles to look like. You're going to have to get them up there, because if you don't get them up there,
yeah, it looks like it's gonna be like tug of war then.
it's going to be not necessarily tug of war, because if you have face masking, so you have to make sure that you don't accidentally grab the face mask. There's also other penalties with holding on to the opponent's jersey. That is a problem with being up
Like
here.
this guy's doing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that guy's doing right now. And then let me see if I can find the other way to tackle.
Make a full wrap then.
Yeah, they're not going to be. They have to make the full wrap above the football. If
so
they make the full wrap,
make that fair, it's like they take away stiff arm.
no, the you're not going to be able. The stiff arm is going to prevent you from making a tackle.
Yeah, no, I mean like take away stiff arm so they can be able to tackle them.
Yeah, they're not going to take away stiff arm though. You're going to have to. Here it is. NFL tackles. This is what NFL tackles are starting to look like right here. So football players are avoiding getting the rule because they can't wrap their arms around a player below the waist. So this right here is what an NFL tackle looks like now. That does that look like a tackle to you? To me, it looks like he's keeping him from. Huh?
It looks like he's giving him a hug.
Right. That's what I was sitting over here saying. Like you're accosting the other football player, and this is supposed to be a legal tackle. So this right here, where he notices his palms are out, so he's not actually wrapping his arms around, and he's it looks like he's carrying his drunk friend home from the bar, and this is supposed to be the new model tackle. There's more of these. There's more of these. I'll show you a couple more. This looks ridiculous because the way they're going about doing it, they don't want like you can't. That's just a straight up penalty right there. Here. So this one, this is last year's football, but this one is a penalty. And this to me was a fair tackle. So hold on, let me get this one. This one was a fair tackle, but in my opinion, but this is old rules, fair tackle. New rules, this guy's got a penalty. That position, arms around the waist, that is a penalty. They're saying you can't do that anymore. So the only way that we can stay excited with football is let me grab you one of these other ones. You're gonna have to see like this is a penalty, but you'd have to see hits like this. I'm already seeing that this is a penalty because that's helmet to chest. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. And make it bigger. So there. So notice hands open, and he's got the other hand. So that hand is violating the football player, and that's legal in football. It's just not legal in outside of the football field. If you touch somebody in that area, you could probably go to jail. But this hand over here is on the football. So that one is on the wrong ball, and this one's on the right ball. But this helmet is the only type of tackle that you could probably and his helmet is the only kind of tackle that you could probably do. But he's head down, and because he's head down, this one could have, if the ref saw it from this angle, could have thrown a flag on the play. So because that's charging, and then this guy is like, "No, Jim, he's gone," kind of thing, because he don't look like he can run that fast. He's like, praying that his homeboy is not going to be in CPR after this, because apparently this Bronco is like really Guantanamo Bay over here on this Panther. This Panther never saw it coming, and
I was gonna do a Fleece Johnson tackle.
he's gonna have flashbacks of Bible camp after that play. They're used to physical contact, but that's a little bit too physical. Like, man, I would be looking.
He liked you and he wanted you. He wanted you could have done the easy way or the hard way. You chose
the hard way. And he's down. He's down for showing you what the hard way looks like. So they've got there are still some hits in football, but not as many. And the sad part is that these days, because football has become so oh my God. So okay, I gotta show you a couple of them, because this is sequence. I'm gonna show you in sequence, and you're gonna love this. Now they didn't made the poor sport soft, and after they made the poor sport soft, hold on, where's the other one? I gotta see. This is terrible. This is terrible. This guy. Hold on. No, I gotta show you what he looks like after he laid out on the field. So hold on a second. We're gonna continue in a second, guys. I just wanna point this out, because this I found to be probably the best bad hit I have ever seen. And I'm pulling them up in sequence. I don't have oh yeah. That's a train wreck right there. So here we go. So hold on. Wait, no, not that hit. Hold on, wait. So okay, we're gonna do it in this order. Let's start with this is worth the wait, buddy. You see this?
What's
do you see this? Nothing yet. Do you see that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me see if I can do some play-by-play real quick. So, I don't know if this is supposed to be a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid or what, but he is gonna wish that he didn't do this, because his ass dove in front of a block. And remember, they can't grab below the waist. So what the guy did was he tucked his head, which is legal. He tucked his head, and then he put his shoulder into it, which is a legal hit. And this guy thinking that, oh, I'm gonna make a fair down on this play, and then crush. Now that right there made up for the fair catch. It made up for the new low hit. It made up for the kickoff rule. That hit right there was like, I feel like football is back. This right here, thank you very much for performing this play, because that is some reckless shit. You would have never seen this kind of football before the new rules came out. This
Did
is
you
some
like
good,
absolutely found that in sequence, or you had to?
dude. This is spontaneously, it popped up, and I was like, no, I gotta show this. I gotta pause the show and show this, because it gets worse. Look at this. They got this man. He's a victim of a car crash now.
He got Yamcha.
They wrecked him, bro. That is like game day style hit.
I feel like
And
I felt that pain. I felt
you,
that in my
I felt that
lower
in,
spine.
yep, my mid and lower back, where I'm not supposed to put my hands anymore. So when I could have grabbed him and drug him to the ground, now he has to run into a wall in order to go to the ground. So this is what they started. We're gonna have to finish it. You
Yeah,
guys
think
made the
about it.
problem.
If both two players collide with each other, since they're both standing up, they're gonna be more likely to have head injury.
Yeah, concussion. That's why they wear helmets.
And
And that's
how
why they're not supposed to
quickly
use their
will
helmets.
and that's the well, we'll have to
So
see this. Oof.
so this poor man's back right here. His
I know
back,
the team was
his
bad,
neck.
but as you can see, this dude kind of made a fumble.
No.
I know
that
that was
no.
bad, but I just want to point out this guy probably had made a fumble in this fumble on the ball and his life.
There's two flags on the play right now. That they're gonna call that unnecessary roughness. They're gonna call that unnecessary roughness.
Oh my
That
god!
made my day. That made my day. Football's not completely dead, but it's almost there because they're killing the sport. That guy.
Well,
But
I would
that
say killing more like sending people to crippled.
no, that hit. Oh yeah, that hit took him out. I'm sitting over here laughing at the fact, like, hold on, bro. Like you thought that because nobody could touch you because of the new football rules, that you could soldier boy your way to the finish line. Like you could have just ran. You could have just ran. I don't
Bro,
know
we
if that.
did that. They said, I'm going to grab this ball without no injury for once. I'm going to see my wife and kids. Bam.
Now he's in a wheelchair.
You turned your spine into a pretzel.
And I couldn't find a follow-up video where the dude left him there like he was fresh out of a he was fresh out of a car crash or something, like the one where he was like a mangled car, where they showed him. There it is. There it is. Oh my god. Okay. So okay, so I think the flag was for celebrating, not for the hit. Dude. Okay. I got it. So let me go back to dude on the ground.
Bro,
So
man, it turned into a fucking lawn chair.
this is lawn chairs. Ah man, I can't even say, like, he this is a futon, bro. This is a fold out couch right here. Look at him on the ground. Like homeboy rocked him, and he's like, no go, bro. That might be the time of death. What are you talking about? He's finished. He might really be finished. This might be his last game. It
Who said I cannot
oh,
apply anime to this guy is like to say that. Who said I cannot apply anime to real life? Look, I Yamcha somebody.
it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. Guess what his name is on the back of his jersey? Pit Man. And you can just hit a pit stop. He get Pitman got a pit stop.
Man,
He's
he
like,
now
you
he's gonna
crash.
have a new oil change, new starter.
No, that's a whole front end alignment right there. You crash. Okay, I gotta stop because I don't want to exaggerate on his, but that's what
I was
football
feeling
used to be
tired and
about.
sleepy, but that kind of woke me right the hell up.
I told you to get you some coffee before the show. Get you some boba tea. Put you some ginseng in it.
I want some sleep. I haven't
You
slept
want
in.
some? I want some sleep too.
I haven't slept in. Uh, I only slept for 2 hours, and then I had to go to work.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I had
Yeah.
to. I was up until 1 p.m. from 11 a.m. yesterday. So you know that's a long ass time. I no, actually it was earlier than that. No, yeah, it was 10:30 yesterday, and I was up until 1 p.m. today, and then I took a nap between 1:30
I took
and
the
7:30.
most. I took a 16-hour exam yesterday.
For
I
what?
still. So I was gonna. My boss
Is it?
said we
Was it
had
for
to
the
do
job?
something. Yeah, it's for the job. So to let you guys update you guys know, I had gotten a new job. I'm actually doing my one of my dream jobs. I'm fixing computers because I've been always trying to get into it, and now I got an opportunity to do so. So and it involves a
So
lot of
so for
studying.
the record, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to be working on the next Skynet.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna be. It's gonna be like the Death Star. I'm gonna leave a loophole in there. But we had to do some. So basically, he's gonna pay. He was gonna pay us more. He's gonna give me a $250 bonus if I did it at home, did the exam, and if not, and did on the weekend, it's just gonna be considered work hours. So I
Oh,
was like,
so you got an extra $250 to work after work.
yes, plus
So
plus some overtime because I was asked to go to the job.
and you got overtime.
Yeah, I got overtime.
So I just kind of want to rub into Monique's face real quick because she turned down when she had a back end deal. You took the back end deal. You put in extra hours because you had a choice to do it now or do it on the weekend where it would have been considered part of your pay, or you do it now, you get extra. If she
And
would have
let me
did it
say,
now, she would have got extra. Of
yeah, let me tell you, it was not no easy task. It was like
course not.
I had to literally cram 2 days worth of computer knowledge into those 2 days while still doing rides.
So 10 years worth of computer knowledge in 2 days while doing your regular job and driving people
And
around.
that's why I told you I'm gonna be posting clips on Sunday. Um, which you guys should will be seeing on probably on the 25th.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I got videos all the way throughout the week
yeah,
pre-listed.
yeah. So we got those pre-listed for you guys for from the morning, noon, and at night. So you guys can be looking at those and being caught up with our shows. Um, so the last exam I had to take was an 80 question test, which it won't after you fail it, you won't you have to get, and remind you, you got to get 80%.
How many
You
questions are
gotta
on the
get a
test?
C or higher. To like there is no C, D's, or S. You either get a B or you fail. And so the first time I did it, I had 73%. It didn't tell me how what were the right answers or what were the wrong answers. So I had to repeat this. So the first time when I did it, I did it. I failed. I said, okay, let me go ahead and take a 2 hour break because if I continue doing this, I'm going to get annoyed, and annoyed. And so I waited 2 hours, did it again. I failed again. Took another 2 hour break. because I was taking up those so I was it's a 3 hour test. So I had to sit there and for 3 hours to make sure I pass this exam. I didn't finish. I didn't I let remind you, I didn't finish until 8 o'clock at night. I started at 8 in
Wow.
the morning all the way to 8 o'clock at night. And that's when I passed. I was It was a mixture of the CompTIA exam and Lenovo's warranty because that's the one that was doing the training for me, and Lenovo's warranty. And before that, I had to do study up on the Lenovo warranties and their backups and all that stuff. That's so I can pass on to
So
pass.
so what you're telling me is you had more attempts than LeBron James so that you could succeed.
I was I was I was darn near tired after
So
that.
that you could succeed one time, you had to take more attempts than LeBron James. But at least you made it though.
And I can brag and say I had three certificates before I got to the last one because the last one was the most difficult one. So I
Oh, I
had
bet.
the three certificates before on my first try. Before
So now you can rub it in their face. Hey man, I got all these certifications. They're gonna be mad at you.
yeah.
Your counterparts are gonna be mad at you. While you were telling us that story, I just had something else that I wanted to give to you real quick. Just wanted to give you some stuff, make you feel better about the huh?
Did he just push him?
Oh, he can't touch him. So he this is like he put up his forearms and the dude just ran into his forearms.
I really
He
believe there's going to be more injury than
well we
they're
can't
going
put
to
our
be
hands around the waist.
they're going to be creative with these tackles now.
Oh yeah, look at this. No hands.
Okay, this is a three-man team. You can slide to the piggyback and then boom,
So your
knock
boy,
him
so
down.
so so dude tried to jump over the guy that is on the ground, and the guy behind him said, "Not today, pal," and ran through him. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you get a head-to-head?
Really, really expensive medical bills.
Oh, of course.
I think he's dead.
His eyes rolled up into the back of his head.
Bro, I think
He's
his
got,
neck is broken. I genuinely believe his neck is broken.
it could be. His eyes rolled up into the back of his head like a porn star during the money shot. He's done, bro. He's done, bro. And that so we still got some life in football, but it went from being a full contact sport to a partial contact sport. It's just they got some really, really soft Gen Z rules out there that us Xers are protesting against. I want you're getting those millions of dollars to pay for your medical bills, not to live a life of comfort. That's what you're getting all those millions of dollars for. You're getting those shoe deals so that you can still make money when you're paralyzed from the waist down and can't play sports anymore. That's what you're getting the sponsorships for. You're getting endorsements so that people can spoon feed you because you develop Parkinson's from all the cerebral damage that you received on the field.
I don't think that's supposed to be a good thing.
Not for me. I'm watching the game.
All right, let's go back to number 9. Amends Article 17, Section 16C to permit each club to place a maximum of 2 players who are placed in an applicable reserve list on the business day of the final roster reduction to be designated for return. Such players will immediately count as two of the club's two designations. So if you're under the reserve list, they can only hold two, and they can switch them out before the final roster reduction on a
So this is
business
during
day.
cuts. This is during
Yeah.
cut season. So you can
I
keep two
believe
extra
that
people.
gives like investors chances that the owners get a chance to do last minute switches. I guess that was a problem then,
Yeah,
or to make trading
you got
easier.
no. That's last minute switches. You had it right. It's last minute switches. So
Okay.
so if you've got two or three people that are really good and you don't really know which one to get rid of, you can hold on to two extra people because you're only supposed to have, from what I understand, 55 people on your team. So if you have 57, you got to let go of some. So they typically bring in um, as many people as possible. They sample everybody out, and then whoever doesn't make the cut gets let go. But if you got some that are like really close to one another, where one person's got some skills that they want, and the other person's got some skills that they want, now they can hold on to two extra people for a little bit longer to switch them out. So you got two bench players that will never reach the field that can be swapped out with another player. You just gotta announce them on that last business day before the first game starts.
Yeah. So now for number 10, amends Article 17.3 to expand the standard elevation rules to permit clubs to elevate a bona fide quarterback an unlimited number of times from its practice squad to its active list to be its emergency third quarterback. So if they want an extra quarterback that they were thinking about, they can put him under the third string as an emergency third if the second one doesn't meet to their standards.
Mm. So if that guy that I showed you about that took that hard hit to the spine, if that was a yeah, if that was a quarterback,
You
you
say
would have
quarterback, I
to
call holding chair.
right. But if that was a quarterback, you would have to immediately get you another replacement quarterback because that guy is not coming back to the game. Whatever his position is no longer continuing for the remainder of the next 2 months. He is done. So yeah, that rule makes sense.
All
That
right.
rule makes sense.
Number 11, to make the injury reporting rules for players who do not travel with their clubs to game away from the home city competitive. I cannot read my own error. Barrier.
What?
I do not understand this rule. To make hold on. I gotta go back to the site that I got this from. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, if you would have typed
I
this
need to
up,
like
if you would have typed this up, you would have been able to like expand it.
all right. This was the number. This was 11. Yep, I said this right. This was written by Buffalo to take injury reporting rules for players who do not travel with their clubs to games away from their city competitively fairer. So I'm
Farrier?
guessing. So if you got
He said Farrier?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
he
FHIRER.
are they referring to better, more accurate? Like I have not experienced that word
So
in that fashion.
so if a player gets injured, I'm guessing a play if a player gets injured and they didn't travel with the players, the other players during the away game, and they got injured, I'm guessing they will be counted as from kind of as home seed competitively inferior. I don't really get this
Okay,
rule. I'm sorry,
okay.
guys.
So
If you guys understand this
Farrier,
rule,
um, impartial and just without favoritism. So they're using it. They're using fair in a different context. They're saying that if he doesn't travel with the team, that he gets fair reporting of his injuries and stats, so that everybody knows what condition he's in, whether or not So fairer is another way of saying more fair. So they want it to be the best choice and accepted correct response to. That's what that was about.
Okay.
So if you don't travel with the team because of injury, the status report of your injuries are reported in a more effective or more fair or fairer standard than before.
Okay. And the last one, number 12 by Jacksonville, expands the 2023 preseason trial of providing a specific Hawkeye feed in the coach's boost for the 2024 preseason with full implementation for the 2025 season. So I'm guessing we get to see what the coaches do more now in a full more length.
Wait, they're gonna do what?
They're doing a Hawkeye feed in the coach's boost.
A Hawkeye feed. So that means that they're gonna take the drone from the Olympics and put it over the opposing team.
So that they don't cheat.
Do you see how that they're gonna take drones. They're making it a rule that they're gonna take drones and put it over the opposing team and watch what they're doing, just like in the Olympics. So American football is.
I gotta look this up on Google.
Yeah,
I
read it again. Read it again. Read it again.
Okay. Into expands the 2023 preseason trial of providing a specific Hawkeye feed in the coach's booth for 2024 preseason with full implementation for the 2025 season. I do not know what that means.
A Hawkeye feed is a sky view video feed of the coach on the coach's side of the field, which is the drone that was banned from the Olympics for being overhead observing the opposing team. That's exactly what that is.
Okay, yeah. Teams coaches will now have access to the Hawkeye feed used by replay official. Oh,
so it would have been fair if Canada would have gave the
a
video
test
footage
run for the next season, for the next regular season of 2025. We're seeing full rollout.
So it would have been fair if they would have shown the video feed, if Canada would have shown the video feed to the other country that they were playing against.
Yeah, so she doesn't get kicked off and
right?
For
six seasons. It's 24 years. She's out for 24 years.
Will be down 6 points. Yeah.
Yeah, they basically lost.
Yeah, they lost. Hey, well, at least they got someone to blame for in Canada. Probably be publicated number one.
Never know. But real quick though, I got some more hits for you.
Sure.
So again, no hands. The guy ran into his forearm.
Did he just elbow him?
To the face.
Is that even allowed?
He didn't grab the helmet.
It looks like a brawl now.
Oh, there is a photo of a brawl. The guy was already down and he was getting New York City cop beat. I was like, dang. Then you got the other one over here. No hands. I hope this was a pickup game. Well, they're going to pick this player up later.
Now you
and
know how he feels like when he was playing Jet Li and when they both collided.
when you say that kids can't do what adults do, look at this. Same fucking play. The same
It was
play.
like he was trying to come down and he flipped.
Yeah,
They said, I
same
can't handle
play.
both ways. I'm
He
above.
called it. No hands. No hands. No hands. But where's your boy at with the I seen it earlier. I was like, no way. Your boy landed on his neck. I was like, no way. Let me see if I can find. Oh, here it is. 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 The guy just said splat.
Ooh.
Splat. Hold on. Where is it? Right here. Splat. No hands though. No hands. Now I don't know.
His life decisions on that
I don't
day.
know. I don't think he's gonna remember any of his life decisions on that day. But this is fourth down, and he can't see the flag on the play, but there's a flag there for something. He was tripped. So yeah, there's still gonna be some pretty hard hits, but we can't touch anymore.
Yeah, but that's
We
all
can't
the
caress our
the
opponent.
new rules for this season. I don't watch football, but I could tell that's going to be something. This is going to be something interesting. A lot of people are going to be mad as hell. I know Xander
Yeah,
is.
because your special teams is going to get negatively impacted by a lot because they're not going to be able to gain as many yards because you got to wait until the ball hits the ground and stops moving before you can grab it and run. So your special teams is not going to get as many yards. The opportunity to get a 100-yard return is going to be smaller. Your defense is not going to get as many points for stop and run because they're going to be getting so many penalties for trying to stop the run. You're going to have a lot more injuries like this because they're going to have to find creative ways, like you said, in order to take down the other person because you can't touch them where you normally touched them for the last 20 years of your career. Now you got to find another place to touch them that is not considered inappropriate. Notice how the NFL just created a no-no zone in a full contact sport amongst men. I'm like, wow. So then they're going to be put on this registry for touching the other player in the wrong place. And then threw that out there. And then you also have the lack of enthusiasm of this soured low volume kick status thing. There's also another rule that you didn't talk about, and they're adding an extra 10 minutes of overtime in the playoff season. So instead of it being, no, it's actually 5 minutes. So if the event there's a tie game during the preseason, they are adding an extra 5 minutes to overtime. So you have 15-minute rounds. And both players must touch the ball before that is resolved. If the defensive team makes a touchdown on the offensive team's possession, then the game is over. But both players have to have the opportunity to be the offensive player, and the person with the most points wins. So 15-minute quarters for overtime is almost a whole nother regular quarter where you have to both have possession of the ball in that quarter and run it to the opposite side of the field. And you have to keep going until somebody misses. And that includes field goals. That includes field goals. That includes safeties. So if anybody makes a point and somebody else doesn't make a point and that breaks a tie, then the game is over. But if they don't make a point, nobody makes a point, nobody makes a field goal of any kind, they got to keep going back and forward on possession until a decision is made. I was like, wow, okay. So that's I think the last rule that I had found out that you hadn't already gone over. There were a couple of administrative ones like the ones that you were talking about, but they weren't really negatively impacting fantasy football. But these 15-yard penalties, because that's what that low hit is going to lead to. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down for offense. So if you catch me below the waist, then I get a free touchdown and an extra 15 yards. That's going to boost up my stats as an offensive player. And then you have the all of the other rules where you can't hit them anywhere else anyway. and then you're going to be dealing with a lot more flags on the play. So football is going to take longer. So football used to be a 2 to 4 hour sport that you would watch, depending on the type of game. And now it's going to be like 4 to 6 hours because of all of the times. Because each person's got 6 calls, or they got 6 calls between the two teams already. You've got the timeouts. Everybody's got 3 timeouts per team every quarter, and that stops the clock. And then you've got the flags on the play, and then you've got these game day injuries, and then you've soiled the kickoff. So I'm not going to say that football isn't worth watching anymore, but I kind of feel like the Big Show could participate as he probably would be better than Michael Vick. He had to stop and think about that. Who's Michael Vick? Michael Vick used to be the quarterback of the Buccaneers when the Buccaneers was on the losing streak.
Big Show's like he's gonna give him the strong right and then like punch him so hard it turns the.
But that's a fair hit though. He can just push people over. That's a fair hit.
Them 6 feet into the air.
Because if they grab him around the waist, he gets an extra 15 yards and a first down. So he can literally walk to the end zone because nobody's going to stop him. It's crazy, isn't it?
Mm.
Well, that's all I have as well. So if you have tapped out of information, I have tapped out of information.
Yeah, I used up all my information.
And I know that you're tired.
Like I said, football is not really my sport. I don't really get it. I don't really like it. But
how do you not like something you don't get? That's almost like saying that you don't like sex.
It's two teams running a pigskin from one field to the other while trying not to beat the hell out of each other.
Sounds like dating.
Exactly, and we don't like that either. So what?
No, we have no problem with that. We compete with that on a regular basis.
So
we like cheat
I don't like this sport
because of the cheerleaders
that we cannot touch.
No, there are no penalties against the cheerleaders.
I'm not even gonna give that a genuine comment.
They did not add any distance to the cheerleaders.
My statement still stands. Anyway, make sure you guys,
No, go ahead.
Make sure you guys check out oh man, I'm so tired. Make sure you guys check out our other lineups. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about AIs and the big companies that run them. And then the day after that is going to be about console wars. Which console is better, Xbox or PlayStation? Even though it's not really much of a debate, PlayStation is technically better. But what? But let's see what the fans say. If you guys got something to say, Brent, my fellow nerds, come out and pull up your case. Let's see let's settle this beef once and for all. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Pibbs, and this is your host, Xander. Xander, anything you want to say?
Yes, make sure that you guys pay attention to us live 7 days a week, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and 5 Pacific. And we're going to go ahead and sign out of TikTok first. So, ladies, as long as the situation doesn't make sense, I'm going to keep asking y'all to make it make sense. So, ladies, make it make sense. And Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, we really appreciate you guys coming. Oh, wow. They really did us, Deborah. That 97 people came, or 97%. 97% viewership on this particular one. So, yeah, we gotta work on that. Either way, really appreciate you guys coming, hanging out, showing us love and support. And like he said, we are This and That, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. So you guys have a good night.